गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम टू गन शॉट। गन शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। एंड ईरान रेवोल्यूशन 2.0 is full steam on. And as it appears, some kind of intervention from US is imminent. How it will happen, when it will happen, $1 million guess. Only Trump knows. Okay. But things are slowly, it's like a pressure cooker on a slow burn. That's how I see. Today is day 16. Things are they're not let up, but things are morphing. What started as a completely economic thing is now becoming violent. It's becoming international, right? And it has acquired a life of its own, but it's going to be wide ranging. Okay. And at this point of time, Iran is one angle of a triangle which is going on all over the world. Trump's triangle, that's what I call it. Venezuela, Iran, Greenland, all three. All three are in, the thing. So very interesting. And my own view, the most consequential will be Iran, whatever happens, because it's next to us. As simple as that. Venezuela is far away. We might have investments in Venezuela and all that, but it's still far away. But Iran next door, it affects us badly, and that's why I'm tracking Iran regularly. Okay, let's get ahead. Um, you know, the prince, he's okay. Let's see this video. I mean, I believe on that day the internet was shut off, lights were shut off, and everything. So, but still, the Iranian people came on the streets, and you can see their thing. And what's interesting is all their protests are between 8 and 10 at night, not during daytime. 8 and 10 at night they come out. And just see this. They are all talking Iran, and with the mobile lights. What is interesting is there are no, it's not organized. It's not organized. There's no leader. There's no opposition. No nothing. Okay, and uh, till yesterday, demonstrations are continuing in various parts of the country, in small form, big form, yeah, whoa. I believe the truck drivers and shopkeepers in Shiraz have started a thing. And where will that go? Look, the bazaar and the shopkeepers have packed up. They've not opened back. But truck drivers a new thing. Uh, Crowds in Tehran are big, but in other places they're little small, because small places, well, how much sustenance will a crowd also have, right? And they're struggling. I mean, the whole country is struggling. Internet power shutdown is in place. So, and the interesting thing in Iran is uh, the people. I mean, let me put the cart before the horse. The government doesn't have solutions. They only have force against the people. They don't have solutions for the people. The people have no organization. And outside influence, America can topple this government. Who'll replace it? The Shah is not an option. I mean, from what one can make out. And it's a divided population. So is there a that is why you see there is, it's not going one way or the other. It is not like, Venezuela where Trump could go pick out Maduro and put another, and, at least in Venezuela, the President Trump had two options. He could put Delcy Rodriguez or Corina Machado, whoever, and he's still juggling with both. Here, there's nothing. He can't replace with this Ayatollah with another Ayatollah. That's the thing. And you go back in history. I mean, this is a very interesting thing which I have not discussed with you people ever. How did Ayatollah Khomeini come in 1979? This is the interesting part. Shah was getting out of hand. He was out of hand. He was unpopular. He was being thrown out, or rather, someone would have killed him, whatever. Within the country, he had lost support. So they picked this Ayatollah Khomeini, who was sitting in France, and brought him back. Who brought him back? Who brought him back? US. I mean, I remember people saying, oh, he's a good chap. He's like a Gandhian. Okay. He behaved like a Gandhian till he took power. After he took power, what did he do? Brutal massacres. People are just hacked. So that's the thing. So whom do you replace? One Ayatollah with another Ayatollah? Or one mullah with another mullah? Or that crown prince or whatever you call him today? Who's got no standing except that, well, people are responding to him, but that's only a thing. So the problem is, and over the past 40, 50 years, complete opposition has been hacked. No opposition. And if you see this video, you'll understand. Force has been used. That's what's triggered people lying, dead, shot. People are trying to, it's a sad thing. Uh, People are trying to see where my relatives are. There are various figures coming out. Some say 500, some say 2,000 people have been killed. And some say even 2,000 is conservative. So there is a thing which has happened. There's one line which Iran has crossed. And as per Trump, that's his red line. But has Iran crossed its own red line? Okay? The state media and officials and anything, everyone say, look, there are a lot of casualties, but we don't know how much. Bodies were left behind by rioters. They know they're being called as rioters. Protests have turned into riots. State media claims that Israelis and Americans are active. Are they active? We don't know. Are they inactive? We don't know. Will they be active? Definitely. And now, after that, they say no leniency. So that's why all these people have been shot. People are being shot, as simple as that. So, in US military action, very likely. Okay. But there's a counter movement. Look at this lot. This lot. This is by the government. The government is organizing a counter movement. They're talking against America, chanting against America, and moving in wherever. These rallies are being held. So there's a protesters rally, there's an anti-protesters rally. The anti-protesters rally is in the daytime. The protesters rally is in the night time. So the situation is not clear, and it's going to be chaotic. And if it continues like this, we'll see what Trump and company do. It is going to become anarchic. What is anarchy? You know that. No leaders, no nothing. And then, it's going to be a free for all. So that's where it is. And this is the latest video which has come. Yesterday night's video. You see a lot of people still on the streets of Tehran. So there is, right? Of course, it's supposed to be from an independent channel, and the official media says, no, this is a fake one. So the information war is also on. The information space is, constricted, being fought. Call it what you want. But things are not normal. The thing is, how long will this abnormal situation continue? That's the point. But let's see ahead. Okay, protests will continue. They will continue wherever they are. In localized, fragmented form. Whether key international intervention will come in, will it shift in the balance of the I mean towards people, the balance in favor of the people, or will it go completely other way? It could go other way also. If international intervention happens, international intervention, who's who? US and Israel. Who else will intervene? So if that happens and something backfires, it's gone. If something happens and it goes other way, it's one. If it could go in between also, it could achieve nothing. So all three outcomes today are out in Iran. One outcome which is certain is chaos. Okay. Now, what has Trump said? Trump has said he feels that the red line has been crossed. He's put it out, but let's go ahead. Today morning, I saw this. Effectively, immediately, any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. The order is final and conclusive. Thank you for your attention. Who gets hit? China, India, the biggest partners, right? Because there's a lot of trade between India and China. I mean, India and Iran. Leave the oil out. China, of course, oil. Yeah, whoa. Will China? So China is and India are going to be slapped by another 25% tariff. Does it affect us? It won't. I'll talk of India issue a little separately. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe day after. We'll see where it goes. Day after, we'll do a thing about India and progress of India, where it's going and things like that. Things are moved. After all, the German chancellor's here. There are dynamics of that. The new ambassador is here. There are dynamics of that. And plus many more things. We'll discuss that. The PSLV has failed. So we'll discuss that also. Right? I mean, it shouldn't phase us, but it has failed. We need to discuss it, not get phased by failure. But forget that at this point. We'll talk of this. So, what is the effect of this tariff? Who's going to back off? And these tariffs and things like that in this situation have a long gestation period. Will it stop anything? The UN is absolutely defunct. There's no move anywhere by anyone to either intervene or appeal to the people or appeal to the clergy or the theocracy, whoever. The silence of the UN is deafening. There's no other leader coming and trying to talk sense. What does Trump say? Something really does from Iran to engage diplomatically or perhaps negotiate on nuclear. With Iran? Yeah, do you think they want to engage diplomatically with you? They do. They called yesterday. Iran called to negotiate. Yesterday. The leaders of Iran called, they want to negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States. So, what does Trump say? Leaders of Iran have tried to call him and to negotiate. So far, what's his negotiating position? We don't know. What has happened further? Not yet known. NYK, not yet known. Some reports say US is talking of nuclear affairs, nuclear disarmament. That is the focus of Israel and USA. They're not bothered about what's happening to Iran, or they feel that's the way to change things. That's the way to talk. So we don't know. I mean, nothing is clear. Let's see what Mike Pompeo was the Secretary of State with Iran not with Trump in his first tenure. Let's hear what he says. He said this to Fox News.
Your point is very well taken. The breadth of this set of protests, the depth of this set of protests, and the scope of the different people, right? Business people, students, seniors, people who had been former government service, all out in the streets protesting, people from different ethnicities, folks from Baluchistan and from Esfahan and Kurds, right? People all across the country just can't take it anymore. They've been deprived of their basic economic ability to live a decent life and raise their families. We've seen these protests before. In 2009, we saw something that approached where we are today. President Obama literally refused to do anything, even speak out in support of the Iranian people. And President Trump has taken a fundamentally different view and a different position. I think that also encourages the people of Iran to get the government that they want. And I'm hopeful they'll continue this effort. We know this, Griff. The Ayatollah is not going to go away peacefully. He's not going to go away quietly. Hamas, Hezbollah, these are resistance movements, theocracies. They'll stay at this. That means the Iranian people are going to have to stay at this as well.
So this is it. The Ayatollahs are not going to go away. The security system is not going to go away. The Hezbollah, Hamas and all, they are movements. They're not going to run away. So this is going to continue in some form or the other. Okay? Yeah, fine. A lot of what's happening in Iran is a result of American intervention as well as non-intervention. He's very clear. He's spoken of Obama who did nothing. But before that, yeah, you go back in time, before Carter, who brought Khomeini in? After all, what did Khomeini do? Khomeini was supposed to be a Gandhi. I'm not joking. Khomeini has been described as a Iranian Gandhi in some thing I read, and that's how he was brought in. Oh, he's a nice guy. He will, people will be with him, and yeah, wo and all that. What did he do? He shot 500 people, Iranians or more. I mean, how many people? They just slaughtered. Okay, and then he, captured all those, held all the Americans as hostage. It lasted 460 days. And it led to that disastrous relief effort by Carter. What can Trump do? That's the question. Okay. And sanctions on China and India and tariff sanctions won't get you anywhere. So right now things are on auto. It's like a river flowing. Where this flood will go, no one knows. Okay. This guy is very clear. Netanyahu is very clear. See what he says. He's speaking to the people of Iran directly. And people are there who are responding to him. Okay? See what he's right. So what is he doing? He's instigating Iranian people to continue to fight because it's in Israel's interest to do this. Does he have an audience in Iran? He must be having somewhere, this Starlink, KO, outside people putting together, inside infusion, information war. Actual thing, we don't know what's happening. See, the fundamental thing, what gives you sovereignty? What is that fundamental thing by which state exercises control? Currency. One of the things. Rule of law is one, constitution is one, but currency is important. If your currency is not valid in your country, you lose sovereignty. You lose the street, you lose the people. Okay? So, the Iranian real, no longer functions as money. Savings have become meaningless in this country. Okay? And economic planning has collapsed. What can you plan on? When one US dollar gets you 1.4 million reals, it's not changed. It's not, in fact, it's slowly edging up. If due to these tariffs, and for all you know how Iran is surviving today. It's oil. Simple. It's only oil. Nothing else seems to be going in and out. These tariffs will only stop that. If for the next 1 week food stuff doesn't go into Iran or other stuff doesn't go into Iran and their oil doesn't come out, you'll see a spike in the real again. And then hyperinflation will start. Then you have a course which is completely different. There are two economies functioning in Iran as per an analysis. One operates in depreciating reals and sustains the formal bureaucracy. The other operates through oil barter and hard currency. That oil barter is, oil for food type. Hard currency is in dollars. And that hard currency is accessible only to insiders. Public finances become irrelevant in Iran. If it does not become, it will become. See, this is it. How does the ordinary Iranian get affected? Shortages. Water. Water is difficult in Iran. It's intermittent because there's a shortage of water in Iran. Electricity and fuel would be rationed by now. Food prices with 72%. You see, the overall inflation rate is about 44, 48, 49, or even 50% by now. But at that time, say 3 days back, the food inflation was 72%. Will that double, triple in a matter of few days? That threshold has not reached. Okay, so their savings, everything will go, and the chaos will set in then. I mean, we are somewhere near there, right? Now the thing is, this is a very interesting thing. Iran is a highly subsidized and a socialized economy. All these mullahs, for them, oil is, I mean, they have oil, so they have fuel, so they're giving it almost free to people. Very subsidized rates. So what happens with that? I mean, this is a racket. So people buy fuel in the pump and smuggle it out. And it is exported illegally. Where does it go illegally? Afghanistan, Pakistan. Along the Sistan Baluchistan border, there is petroleum products go to Pakistan through cans. It's a well established route. It goes into Afghanistan. Otherwise, where will Afghanistan get oil from? So, this regime is actually subsidizing the black market routes. For all you know, I won't say for all you know, I'm very sure that these black market routes and this illegal export channels are being operated by people in the regime who are becoming rich. Okay, the shortages with now will be with the public. The money is going to someone else, and this petrol, shetrol, jo bhi hai, or going outside. So this is going to compound the problem. Official thing, once it goes, then this will start going up more. Where else will Iran go? And if this goes up, that there'll be a glut there. And that will also fall. For the simple reason, these illegal export channels have limited capacities. These are all jerrycan capacities. They're not even barrels, jerrycans. I remember reading an article where the entire thing through Baluchistan, Balochistan so-called informal economy is based on oil smuggling, petroleum smuggling, petrol smuggling. It has got all preconditions for a revolution, but there is a problem. It lacks an organized revolutionary leadership. If a revolutionary leadership was there, some militia within operating AO, by now they would have toppled the government. And that is because the regime has been systematically exterminating leaders, any dissidents. With no talk, just killed. Now that is working to the regime's advantage. Now, how far will an angry public change this regime? We don't know. How long will they dominate on the streets? We don't know. How long can the regime itself continue? Question mark. But they have the guns. If tomorrow US and everyone puts an embargo, oil embargo physically in the Gulf, then what happens? If the strikes which are carried out, what happens? All these are on the cards. It can come out anytime now. Okay, this is what the White House secretary, the press secretary, Carolyn Levitt has to say. Have a look at it.
What I will tell you is that what the Iranian regime is saying publicly is quite different from the messages they are sending to the United States and the Trump administration privately. President Trump, as for him, he has always expressed that diplomacy is the first option, always has been, always will be. However, he is unafraid to use the lethal force and might of the United States military if and when he deems that necessary. And nobody knows that better than the Iranian regime. The greatest leverage the regime had just several months ago was their nuclear program, which President Trump and the United States military totally obliterated through Operation Midnight Hammer. And so what President Trump will do next, only he knows. So the world will have to keep waiting and guessing, and we will let him decide. I'm certainly not going to broadcast any future options or decisions from the president on national television.
Right. So what going to happen next, only Trump knows. I don't know whether he also knows. And the situation is bad. Let's be very clear. Right? The situation is not happy for the common man, and the government has no solution. The Ayatollahs have no solution. So far, even this Muhammad Masood Pezeshkian, who's their president, elected president, or whatever their form of the legal president, he says we'll work together, and he's been working together here for the past 2 years. What's happened? It has come to this level. When there's nothing to sell, why will a chap open a shop? There's no electricity, there's no this thing. So how just by shutting down internet and shutting down electricity of people are not going to go with them. At the end of the day, people need bread to eat, food to eat. When will this food shortages hit? If food shortages hit the streets, then you're going into some other kind of chaos. And some intervention is needed, something is done, all that. So, amorphous. Amorphous is the word I'll use at this point of time. We don't know where this whole story is heading. Yeah, maybe some intervention, some bombs falling, something will happen, and we'll see. Unless, of course, America wants to get that sharp chap in as a figurehead, or put a transitionary government, get the UN in. कुछ तो हो, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. UN, people talk of UN, isn't it? The incompetence of the UN was not in Venezuela or Greenland. The incompetence of UN is here. UN has not spoken to anyone. I've been tracking this so far. The UN Secretary General has not even made a call to this fellow, this Ayatollah, and say, yeah, let's you do something, get out of the way, kuch to karo yaar. Hilo tum. But Trump is the only solution for this. The rest of the world keep quiet. ये क्या है? बाकी साइलेंस है. What about China? China has said nothing. Oh, we are with the people of Iran, Shiran and all that, but उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है. Okay. I mean, I don't know whether I have that thing. What that lady has said, Mao Ning. Let me see if I have that clip with me. Do I have that clip with me? I mean, I don't have. I mean, I have. I saw that where she said we respect, whatever is happening. What do you do? Ye wo. China's just quiet. Nothing. Zero. So what kind of a superpower is this fellow? And this chap is supposed to have a 25-year strategic partnership with China, which began last year. Some 500, $600 billion. ये तो तेल ले रहा है उससे, nothing else is being done. Okay, we are in the third week already. Say 2.5 weeks gone. What about Russia? Silence, radio silence from both these fellows. Russia, at least China has given out a statement. Russia has given out no statement. Saudis, they're happy. कुछ भी कर लो यार ईरान के साथ, फिंगर मारो. But have they come in to sort out things? Turkey is come out. No one should interfere in Iran. But damn you, what is your solution? They are very happy that Iran is getting destroyed internally because this is the Muslim world politics which is coming in. What about Pakistan? Pakistan has now started siding with the USA. Usko pata hai which side of this bread is buttered. But Pakistan will pay a heavy price if Iran falls. Let me tell you this. What do we do? Do we talk to someone? We have not done anything. Even today, yesterday, our foreign secretary spoke based on Chancellor Mer's visit here. He said, we are watching the situation in Iran. We can do nothing else. And we should not do anything else. I mean, let me put it this way. And let me put some issues in perspective of India and Iran. India, Iran, our relationship should have been good, but it has not been good. I go back to the time that Shah of Iran was completely anti-India. Why? He was pro-America. He was pro-Pakistan. There's a time, 65 ops. Pakistani planes were allowed to go into Iran so that they don't get hit. Pakistan Air Force, parks itself in Iran. And it was always felt that, right, that help will come. We had a better equation with Iraq. When this Ayatollah Khomeini came, he still didn't respond with us. I mean, we were not part of his deal. It's only later people started saying, oh yeah, the President Rafsanjani. He was the first guy who was a balanced guy who said, look, let's look at India. Tab tak these mullahs, after that fellow died, this Khamenei, he was also in his own trip, mulladom. Even now, even the chap Ahmadinejad, he is not interested in India, though he came to India. Raisi came to India, spoke. In fact, Raisi started deepening the relationship. That's when the Chabahar port and all we started. We have stakes. They know, but we don't have that many stakes that we can, help Iran out. And Iran is a bit of a funny nation on its own because it owes no allegiance to anyone, and it has behaved that way. So its internal behavior and its internal makeup is showing out itself out where no one wants to step into Iran. See, look at it. No one wants to step into Iran. Neither Russia, nor China, nor India, nor USA, nor Israel. Israel has got the maximum because if Iran goes into topspin like this, he's Hezbollah and Hamas get no more help in the future. He's looking at in the future because these movements don't run away. Today the movement might be broken, but it will stand up. Theocracy will make it stand up. So he is looking for a regime change. Will regime change help us? We don't know. But my guess is that if there's a regime change, and if USA is able to install a regime, even if it's a transitory regime, whatever it is, and usher in some form of democracy, right? Uh, it would be beneficial to India. But do I see that happening immediately? I don't. Look at Iraq. Once Saddam Hussein was destabilized and thrown out, from then to now, Iraq is in a problem. US troops have been deployed there to maintain whatever semblance of unity was there. After all, it is the collapse of the Saddam Hussein system which gave rise to ISIS. Where did ISIS come from? Al Baghdadi. People have forgotten. He wanted a caliphate. Half of Iraq he took, half of Syria he took. What was he doing? Oil. He was selling oil. He created his own market through which he could sell oil. Where was he selling oil? In the periphery. Same thing will happen here. Will Iran descend into warlordism? We don't know. We don't know. And the situation is not very great. When I started the first thing uh, in the new year, I said it could happen in 48 hours, 72 hours, something will happen. I don't see that. Every day I have to move this to next 96 hours. 96 hours is 3 days. 4 days. Next 4 days, what will happen, we'll see. Even after that, the outcomes are unpredictable in Iran. Well, this is what it is. I thought I'll put my views across. I am so happy that all of you, so many of you have decided to join me today to understand what's happening in Iran. There are no easy solutions. I'm afraid even if today, tomorrow, Trump does something here, the outcomes will be crazy. It's not going to help anyone. But over a longer horizon, if some sort of democracy comes into Iran and if some stabilization happens, I see things improving for us. Because I don't go by earlier formulations that Iran was hostile to India and all that, and now it is different and things like that. Because now India's situation itself is different. It comes back to my theory. India is in a place of golden opportunity, and a destabilized Iran will destabilize Pakistan. It will destabilize Iraq next door. It will destabilize Central Asia, and it will destabilize the Middle East. And what's happening in Yemen? Yemen, the story is continuing. So we'll see where this whole story goes. It's not going to be an easy affair, and we need to do what we have to do. This podcast is not to give you solutions. This podcast is to show the problems up. I have no solutions. When Mr. Trump doesn't have solutions, who am I? Right? Okay. Thanks a lot for all of you who have joined in today. If you like this video, like it, give it to your friends. Do give this to your friends for the simple reason they need to know what's happening on ground. Like I say, next 48 to 96 hours, what could happen? food could go out, medicine shortages will start. Then that's when the heat starts. Let's see what happens. Will that happen soon? Oil embargo, all that. Trump's 25% tariffs. What does it happen? Let's see. With this, I'll take a few questions, right? And at the outset, thanks a lot, Vipin Singh, for joining me as a member. I'm very grateful to everyone who's joined Gunner Shot as a member. And I'd request more to join in. And my special thanks to all those members who joined me from beginning. You know, I'm really indebted to you and grateful to you people. That you are supporting me, and it supports, like I said, poor people who need education. Because all money from memberships will go for um students. I have three of them now. With Because the membership is increasing, I'm thinking of taking on another student, another kid. Okay, maybe this time I'll take a young boy. Why only girls? There must be boys also who can't afford to go to school. And you know, I thank all of you for this. Okay, let me take some questions. Good morning, General Shankar. How do you think Iran's role will play out in BRICS if things progress either into sustained chaos or new regime? Iran will have no role in BRICS. I mean, that's the last thing at this point of time. Okay. Unless external forces intervene, this revolution shall be smashed by the Revolutionary Guard. It's not going to happen. Please understand. This smashing, smooshing won't take the Revolutionary Guard anywhere. At the end of the day, even the Revolutionary Guard need to be paid. They need food. They're not getting it. Yeah, you have to understand the situation. People are looking at it in black and white. Please don't look at it in black and white. That's why I made this thing about the currency. You can't live on love and fresh air throughout, yeah, or theology throughout, or with a gun throughout. People need food to eat. Look, many of you, I understand, are sitting in your home and watching this, and uh, you have to be in a riot. You have to be in a place of hunger. You have to be in a place of disaster to understand people, what people are going through. I've never been through a revolution, but definitely I have handled riots, I have handled disasters, I've handled times where people don't have food to eat. The emotions are different. You have to be in a place where there is fear. Have you seen fear in the eyes of people? I have seen. I remember seeing fear in the eyes of people whom I was speaking to in Kashmir, in Punjab, and Assam, Northeast. Why do they fear me? It's very simple. Because if they don't listen to me, I'm a threat to them. If they listen to me, I'm a threat to them. If they don't listen to me, I'm a threat to them. Where does this chap go? And I used to feel, look, I cannot be a threat to my own people. I used to back off. But I pity these people in Iran. Where do they turn to? Yeah. Don't look at this entire crisis as if it's a war. It's a war, it's a different variety. Okay, let me go from the top so that we get clarity. Good morning, General Sir and fellow viewers. Thanks a lot. General Saab, congratulations for the Ramjet Shell. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Lot of things, good wishes coming, but there's a long way to go ahead for me. Okay, Jeet, good morning. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I bask in knowledge of wisdom, sir. Thank you, Shantanu. And Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle and triology. Thanks a lot, Neil. So, off topic, Chinese Communist Party. We'll talk of this tomorrow. It's not gone out of my equation. Good evening, General Shankar. Thanks a lot for joining in, and Jai Hind to you also, Tamil Hindu, and Ram Krishnan. Good morning. Hmm. Most of the times is a Pandora box which you better choice to deal with. I don't have a better choice. Okay, right. It's a battle of attrition, protesters versus Republic of Iran. Who will fizzle out first? But if this goes on for a month, we'll know who will fall. We don't know. We don't know how things are going bad there. Right. Good morning. I'm well. I hope you're well, Arsenal. And Sai Out of Vision, Jai Hind to you. And yeah, Ramchandran, thank you for the knowledge sharing. Does Turkey have a veto on American activities? Sorry, nothing. Zero. Zero. Okay. Shruti, namaskar. Thanks a lot. ये यार ये बेवकूफ सा आदमी है. Let me take him out. Seems US priority is to have a grip on the oil supply chain and to mitigate any black market circumvention. Let's see. It's not, it'll play out. It'll play out in the next 48 to 96 hours. Democratic Republic of Persia, let's see. Reports coming out, 500 plus people dead and 100 security personnel, a lot of bloodshed. We've spoken of it. Uh, ये तो आ गया बेवकूफ सा आदमी. Hmm. These are old videos by Iran Mullah government. Maybe somebody, I am not saying no. That's why I said we don't know what's right, what's wrong. Add AI to it, the mix is pretty toxic. Champion of democracy and freedom only for itself, not for others, but engaged in forcefully taking over resources and making, yeah, there's no point. Look, there's no point in giving such, updesh here. I'm a pragmatic guy. Okay, I have no ideology. My ideology is only of India. India should prosper. बाकी सब ठीक. बाकी तो वसुदेव कुटुंबकम तो मैं भी बोलूंगा. But we should look at this whole story pragmatically. Okay. Uh, yeah. Can you tell more about it, Ramjet? Maybe later I'll do that. There are too many things I know which I shouldn't talk of. What will happen in Pakistan? Their oil supply has been cut. Pakistan तो छोड़ो. Pakistan will talk of Pakistan separately. उसका क्या होगा? मैं तो पाकिस्तान जब भी ऐसा होता है मैं यही बोलता हूँ पाकिस्तान को, भाई तेरा क्या होगा कालिए, अब तक तुमने नमक खाया अब गोली का. वही है वो गब्बर सिंह का कहानी. राइट. अशोक, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर जॉइनिंग इन. गुड मॉर्निंग टू यू. It is very dangerous transporting gas as well. Yes, they are doing it. Look, people have to survive. They'll do anything. Mm. Uh-huh. Okay. Bharat Shakti or strategic line front lines were reporting that gaps between protesters decreasing only a short time before a blown full scale protest, but lacks leadership. Then I don't know what their protest reporting from which thing. I'm giving you my assessment based on reports. The protests have reduced because people have been killed. I mean, not every guy will come out and uh, you know risk his life. Why should a common man risk his life? That phase is over. Now you are in a second phase. The third phase is when shortages start occurring. Basic shortages, food to eat. That is the thing which will come. Fuel to fill. We'll see how that goes. I think Trump is planning to Greenland for. We'll talk of Greenland later. Hmm. Ground reports from Iran suggest that the protests are actually against US intervention into Iran. It seems violent elements from ISIS, Al Qaeda, and have been used by. All this is happening. We don't know the truth. It's both ways. Okay. Why has Iran been slow on Chabahar? यार उसको चाबहार को क्या पड़ा, वो तो खाने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. He has to live to fight another day. Chabahar will talk later. Okay. 25% extra tariff for selling basmati. Yeah. China so quiet. This is where what it is. You see, China has withdrawn. China has not. It didn't help Venezuela. It didn't help Iran. It's not helping Iran. It'll can do nothing in Greenland. Wherever China has gone, it has left that country. Yeah. If Carolyn Levitt is saying diplomacy is the first option, then US will not go into Iran like Israel wants. We'll see. Let's see. Like I said, I don't see any military options in Iran. Okay. I mean, let's see how Iran, what Trump does. Let's see by that. Yeah. Other parties' response will not be with hard power. It will only be if their homeland is engendered. Yes. Let's see how things go. This is nice. Why is why India is silence? Because intelligent people always keep silence. Uh, yeah, actually, to a large extent, we don't have a direct. We have a stake, but we've been in the periphery. We have not had too many great deals with Iran, unlike China, who went in for a strategic deal, or Russia, and there are shades to this. So we are not in the thick of Iran. We are in the periphery. So it's good to keep quiet at this time. Oh, thanks for the Ramjet. Pics came out from MODA. Yeah. I have better pics, but I'm not going to talk of it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no need to listen to these so-called geopolitical thinkers. They only make talk, and talk. Yeah, I agree with you. Even I'm doing the same thing. Yeah, I only do talk. Except that I also make ramjet shells. Uh, your comments: BRICS opted out of naval exercise, participating in the recent Will for Peace 26 naval exercise hosted by South Africa and led by China. Yeah, we don't have to do anything there. We don't endorse such things, incidentally. If you don't endorse, BRICS can't do all that. Yeah, who's this guy? Yeah, double him dialogue. I don't even know who he is. I don't mind collaborating with him, but वो थोड़ा standard होना चाहिए, नहीं तो हम उसको touch नहीं. Let him come. You tell him to come and speak to me. Unless external forces intervene in this relation, we've spoken of this. Okay, let me see. Shekaran. Looks like no aircraft carrier in the Middle East. Israel and Mossad seems to be the only option to cripple regime. We'll see. I don't know. Unless Congress authorizes, no inside action can be accepted. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the people of Iran have completely changed during the protest. A Pakistani blogger went to Iran and said that no one there practices Islam anymore. No one believes in it. This is a real change. Let's see. Again, we don't know. They were not blogger talking is not what it is. We'll see how things come out. Yeah. Okay. Joy Bangla again. Joker hai wo. It's good to have humor in non-uniform once in every day, and he comes and entertains all of us. If India supports through diplomatic missions, provided the Iran government promises democracy, ये सब कहानी है यार होगा नहीं. Please understand, they are mullahs, theocracy. They will not let go of power. Who will let go of power? Yeah. Mhm. Bangladesh elections, we'll speak of it. There is time. There's no hurry. Malika, thanks a lot for giving a Iranian outlook, revolution outlook. We have to wait. That's about all. Mm. US turning from international policeman to international gunda is a problem. It's a problem even for them. Don't think it's only a problem for us. Yeah, your opinion on jamming of Starlink by Iran. Does India have this technology? I'm sure we have. If Iran has, I'm sure we also have. Okay. Reports of Munir trying to offer safe haven to he'll not do. He'll not help anyone. Be very clear. He'll only suck Trump. Okay. Fine. So we've at this point of time we're done with this topic. I'm grateful to all of you who have joined me in the morning. I hope all of you got some clarity what's happening in Iran. Don't expect quick results. They're not going to happen in a hurry. It's going to trouble. It's going to be a troubled existence for Iran from here on, one way or the other, whichever way it goes, and it's not going to be. Yeah. You see, the thing with the earlier demonstrations was Iran could clamp down and get things back to normal. This time they don't have the tools to do that. The regime, the economy doesn't permit them. They don't have no tools to right the economy. Till the economy is righted and the currency is got hold of and people start getting food to eat, zero, no normalcy. On the other hand, the people don't have organization. There's no opposition. So this regime also won't go. External intervention, how it's gonna come, how it's going to play out, that's a third joker. Let's see. I mean, I don't have any opinion on any option on this, which will succeed. But I see that ensuing time will be one of chaos. And the chaos theory will start functioning. And out of chaos, some logic has to come up. And we'll see this chaos playing out. With this, thanks a lot. Join me in the evening. In the evening, I've called General Saxena. We're going to have a nice discussion on the tactical battle space. We're going to get into a battlefield and see how things operate out there. Till then, have a great time. Enjoy yourself and Jai Hind to all of you.